Okay, let's continue our look at Julia by the Beatles. We've so far made it through the verse and then to the chorus. So when you hear the song, the verse section was played once and the chorus section was played twice. After the chorus section, we have this little turnaround figure that gets us into the bridge. What a turnaround usually is a piece of a short little segment of music that helps lead back into, say, an earlier section of the song, or lead into a different section, like a change of key into the song. In this case, it's a very short little thing that we actually already know. So you're going to hear after he does the chorus twice, he's going to do this. So that's basically just that little C major figure that we had both at the beginning of the verse and the chorus. But instead of only playing it, doing the picking pattern on it once, you do the picking pattern on it twice. Okay? And that leads us to the bridge section. The bridge section is in a different key, and it's going to sound basically like this. All right, so let's take a look at this one. It's really haunting part of the song. We're starting here in B minor. Now we're going to do a B minor chord, your standard bar chord shape, but this time instead of you're just barring across the first to fifth strings, you're going to bar across all 6 strings. So do a full bar across 6 strings, and then hold your second finger at the 3rd fret on the B string, your pinky at the 4th fret on the G string, and then your 3rd finger at the 4th fret on the D string. Alright, so that basically gives us a B minor chord, and we also have the 5th in the bass, which we're going to need because remember, we're going to keep picking that 6th string. So we're going to do the picking pattern twice on this B minor chord. And it's actually a C sharp minor chord, from where we're playing it, but of course, I'm just trying to relate it to chord shapes you already know compared to the capo. So we have twice on this. Then we go back to that C major figure. So you notice I did it twice there as well. So we have the picking pattern twice on both of those chords. Alright, and then we go to that A minor. Now this is that A minor 7 that we did before. We do the picking pattern once on that. Then we keep everything the same except we take our pinky and move it back 1 fret to this F sharp. And then we have... So let me just play it in context from the B minor. Okay, now we make it. Now I said at the beginning of the lesson that we do the same picking pattern throughout. Well, I kind of lied. It really is the same pattern, except we're going to change just one tiny thing about it, just for this little section coming up right here, the second half of the bridge. All you do is, you remember how the picking pattern, we were always with the 5th string with the thumb, and then to start it, it was the 5th string on the thumb with the thumb, and then the 1st string with your middle finger. We're gonna do it this time. We're gonna pick the 2 together again, but this time instead of picking the 1st string, you're gonna pick the 2nd string. Okay, everything else in the pattern stays exactly the same. All right, so you're just not gonna be hitting the 1st string in this pattern for these next 4 times of playing the pattern. Now what we're doing in the left hand, let me just show you that pattern real quick though. It's the 5th string and 2nd string together, then everything else the same. Everything identical to the pattern before, same strings and everything. So what are we doing in the left hand? We have an E minor shape. You're going to want to hold it this time like at the 2nd fret and with your 2nd and 3rd finger on the 4th and 5th strings. All right, and you're going to add your the melody note now is on the second string. That's why we had to pick the second string in the left hand, I mean the right hand. So at the 3rd fret with your pinky, you're going to play the picking pattern once with this chord shape. Then move that pinky back to the 2nd fret. Then we're going to go from the 2nd fret to the 1st fret on the 2nd string, but you're going to have to do that with your first finger here. So you're going to pick up your pinky and play your first finger at the 1st fret on the 2nd string. And then pick it up and let it be open. So we have this. Pretty cool. So let's play that whole section together again, starting with the B minor twice, the C major twice, and then the A minor 7, drop it back to the 6th, and then the little figure we just did when you move the picking hand, the first picking note over to the 2nd string. So we have this. Okay, so as soon as you're done with that little that little melody over this E minor chord, it goes straight back to the chorus. We're done with the bridge here, and you go back to the normal picking pattern from before. So we go back to the regular chorus that we've done before. So far we've done the verse, then we did the chorus twice, then you did that little turnaround with the C major chord, then you went to the bridge, then you went back to the chorus, and then you did the turn. You're going to do the turnaround again, just with that little C major figure. And then that's going to take you back to the verse. You're going to do the verse once, and then you're going to end the song by doing the chorus 2 times through. Okay? Now, the chorus, the last time you hear it in the song, he does it a little bit different. So you hear it normally picked all the way through the chorus like we did before, and then he starts the chorus over again, and instead of having the same ending as before, we're going to have something like this. So I'll play the whole time. This is the last chorus that I'm playing, and that you have to play it 2 times in a row. So I'm playing it the 2nd time here. Here comes the change. All right, so what happened there? So everything was the same until we got to that ending section, you know, when we do the end of the chorus. Still the same as usual, that C to the A. But now, when we get to that E minor chord, this is where it changes, and this is kind of like our little outro here, where he repeats this section and ends the song with that cool major 7th chord. So we have, so that's the same picking pattern on the the E minor that we did before. And then the same picking pattern that we've done on the C. So instead of going E minor to a G or something, it goes E minor, the picking pattern once, to the C picking pattern with the moving bass line. Then back to the E minor, back to the C. All right? Now we do it kind of like we did at the end of the verse section. So remember, for this end of the chorus, and if you remember the end of the verse last time, we had to do that picking pattern once on E minor, and then you switch to the G. That was always when you're playing through at the end of the verse. You switch into that G instead of doing the picking pattern twice on that E minor. So let's take a look at what we've got so far. We have this E minor, C, E minor, E minor to the G, just like we ended the verse, and then we're going to end the song with a major 7th chord type. Now that is going to be 3rd fret with your 3rd finger on the 6th string, the low E. Then on the A string, your pinky at the 5th fret. Then on the D string at the 2nd fret. And then the 3rd string will be open, the 2nd string will be open, and then the 1st string will be open. So what he kind of does is he strums with his thumb. He strums his thumb all the way across and it kind of pauses on the 2nd string. After that 2nd string and lays on this 1st string, and then just as he lets it go, he lets that last one ring out. So it's just kind of strum across 5 strings and then add the 1st string just after a slight pause. All right, so this is a great little finger picking study for lots of players. He uses this kind of finger picking style. In fact, this exact pattern in quite a few Beatles songs. It's like his favorite little fingerstyle pattern. That this is mostly a John Lennon written song, so this is kind of a pattern that he likes to use a lot. Anyway, so just remember the entire outline of the song, if you want to write it down, is the verse, then the chorus twice, then the turnaround, small little turnaround, then the bridge, then the chorus again, then the turnaround again, then that takes you to the verse, and you're going to end the song with the chorus done twice. But remember, the end of the second time playing through that chorus, at the very end of the song, you change it into that little outro section where it goes from the E minor to the C, the E minor to the C, then the E minor to the G, and then that last, in this case, it's just if we're comparing it to the capo, it's a C major 7th chord. But in reality, it's a D major 7th chord. All right, so I hope everybody has fun with it, and I'll see you guys soon at GuitarLessons365.com. Bye-bye.